back here on a Saturday. Just come in for a little bit. It's about 10:30. It's getting pretty darn warm out. It's supposed to be like 97 or something today. So till probably 2 o'clock, it won't be too bad in here. And then after that, it gets pretty warm. So I'm gonna try to get this. Dave dropped this off and he needs it by the end of the week. It's Father's Day weekend car show. So I'm gonna try to fix this. I guess he was having one of his guys do some work and they dropped a drill or something on it and he's all stressed out. We're gonna pull the front bumper and probably pull this part of the grill out. We could tape this. I'll do a hard line on the bottom edge of here and maybe do a hard line here, but I don't know. That's something we're gonna have to fight with. So I'm gonna send him a picture of the antenna, and then basically he wanted to put a different hood on because he's worried about the filler, but with a short time period that we have, we were just gonna patch this and then just kind of do the hood, this and this fender, clear them. So you also seen it dinging right here. I don't know if he saw that or you guys can see it, but we're gonna be doing our white because our white is cracked. It's cracked in here, so by the time I grind this out and do filler work, and our primer edge will probably be somewhere in this area anyway, and then the fender, and then if I can keep my filler work here, maybe we can do something here. I'll be able to soft edge that and bring my color right to the edge. I don't know. It's something we're gonna have to try to fight with. I'm gonna try to get some of this thing into primer by the end of the day, and maybe make a game plan from there. So I'll try to walk you guys through a little step by step on this thing, get going on this, and see if we can't at least get it primed by the end of the day. I stopped. The guy next door was standing on something. Anyway, I was just kind of showing you that this thing that like cracked in here came all the way up and got into the actual whites. So what we'll do is we'll probably put a stud there. No, they got so much Bondo. I'm not really sure why they bonded that corner up so much. Other than, oh, I got my fan running too, just kind of circulating some air. I think they just put so much Bondo in there trying to get it to match this. And the hood itself was probably an aftermarket junker, so I don't know. I don't have time to completely address the whole situation here and see what's all wrong. But what now I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this crack out and then down into here. I'm going to try to keep it from here because I'd like to take my tape line and put it right across here. So I'm trying not to get too far into that. Same thing here. I'd like to kind of keep my tape line here. If I paint this, I'll probably roll my tape line just as close to this edge as I can, and we'll end up painting it with the hood closed. So luckily, these are just pushing and I have a nut behind it because I can't. Inner wheel wells here, there's a door jamb there, and then there's like a box or the firewall kind of hides in behind the firewall. So unfortunately, we wouldn't have been able to get there without pulling the fender. So luckily, we were kind of saved with those little push-in, I don't know, speed clip type things. So anyway, that's a little update. We're going to keep going. Okay, we got that 80 gridded out, and then I'm just going to, don't know if that's enough to try to put a stud gun on. It's just a real small dinger there. And then so I 80'd this out and then went back with 180. That really wasn't feathered out. Plus, if you 180 it out, it kind of gives it a little bit less of a scratch for the solvents and stuff in the filler to get down in there and shrink down the road. So I'm gonna mix up a little Duraglass. I'm gonna put Duraglass on this edge. I think that's quite a bit tougher than their Bondo. Plus, it won't shrink as bad over the next few days, so it gives you like a goofy little halo. So I'll mix up some of that, spread some on there, and then wait for it to dry. warm in here. All right, we got the bodywork all knocked out. We Duraglassed it, filled it, put a little icing on there, ran over it with 80, and then knocked everything down to 180 and then 320'd out, and then hit the outer edges of the 320 with a red Scotch-Brite pad. So that should be more than enough to get my primer. I'm only gonna try to get my primer over the 320 scratches, but I got a little bit of room there to blow a little overspray primer, basically, so it sticks to the paint. I don't have to worry about it like haloing out. I got it taped. I'm gonna mix up some of our, we need to clean that with some wax and grease remover real quick, and then we'll mix up some of our U-Pull primer. Primer, and then threw some guide coat on it. You can kind of see where my Scotch-Brite is, but I'm trying not to put no primer on anything that hadn't been prepped. All right, we got that thing 180'd out, all wiped, not really like wiped down, but blown off, and then the paper peeled. So I'm gonna jump to 320 because I know if I get a little bit of 320 scratches, I could take them into the old clear. I can get them out pretty easy with like 600 or 500. 180, you really try not to get. I actually didn't even really sand only to right here, just because it's a little overspray, and I don't want to get my 180 scratches here too hard to take out. But if I do 320, and then even if I get past this little 320, I think I could take that out with 600. That primer edge, even though I kind of soft edge, it still leaves just a little bit. 600 is really kind of like almost too fine. Now people probably argue with me on this, but a little too fine to take that edge out. I like to use something a little more coarse, make sure it's flat, and then come back with something finer. I'm gonna go ahead and hit all this with 320 and then roll over to 600 or whatever I got over there. And then the rest of the thing will be cleaning really well, and then Scotch-Briting and maybe some 1000 grit, we'll see. Anyway, let me go ahead and 320 this, and I'm gonna spray a little guide coat on there, and then 320 this out, and move on to the next step. Here on a Tuesday. Yesterday we went and got the paint, got this thing prepped, all blocked out, sanded, scuffed. I did go back over this morning a little bit and just kind of hit a couple of spots I thought were a little too shiny. I got something right here I need to take off. It was like maybe bug poop or something, I'm not really sure. Everything else is looking pretty good. I got one little spot here I filled in with some icing that I need to just lightly sand that with some like 320 or some 600. Kind of knock that down, and then obviously I'll have to base this, which is not what I was hoping, but that's okay. I need to fix that chip. So I think now what we're going to do is we're going to back tape, or wipe this down, back tape all the engine compartment off so don't get no overspray in there. Come off the front of this here is a pretty big lip that I can, which actually already feels like there's a tape line there, and there's also a tape line right here. There's a chrome trim that goes over this and comes up to here, so somebody's already like put a tape line right here and had painted this fender. So I'm gonna tape that off, back tape the door, like I was gonna tape this where somebody else has already taped it, so it doesn't have two tape lines, and it'll look like it did before they dropped a drill on it. So we'll come back here and tape this off. So this is all nice and taped. We're gonna roll the dice on the fender. I think that if I kind of keep my color from the top and try not to like come down here too much, I think we'll be good. This is gonna be a crapshoot, but if we have to, we'll pull this off tomorrow, tape this, do a prep it, and then we can like tape this off and do a blend here. But I'm really not wanting to do that, but I wouldn't paint that on there anyway because of the louvers. We need to take it off. So one way or the other, I'd either paint it today or tomorrow. But that's kind of the plan for the next little bit, is get this thing taped up. And then I'm gonna hose, I've already swept. You can still see some water from yesterday where I had knocked all the Bondo dust and dirt and stuff out of the way, but I'll hose this whole area down with the hose again. We'll crack the door, get the booth going, clean and tack this thing, and hopefully get it painted here in the next couple hours before it gets too damn hot. cleared. About 3 o'clock, started at 9 this morning. So between finish prepping, taping, hosing it down, cleaning, spraying, we're fighting the color. We got it looking pretty good. Now we just hope that something doesn't fall down into it, which I keep our fingers crossed, but we're gonna let that just run for a while. I got the doors just barely cracked, getting the overspray out of here, got the fan on, pulling it out, so a little dirtier than I was hoping, but honestly it was cleaner than I expected. So considering where we're painting, it's definitely not like the cleanest of shops like the old paint booth. Think about maybe getting one of those inflatable ones for completes. Been painting in the garage for years, so I've got the idea of like kind of know how to kind of clean the shop and keep overspray down. Part of the trick is, or keeping some of the dust down, is creating a slow draft. So that's why the doors were kind of down most of the time. So it's just a real light, just enough to get the overspray out and not necessarily enough to pull shit into your paint job. Anyway, looking pretty good. A little orange peely. It's been a little while since I've actually pulled the trigger on a gun, and also we tried a new gun. My old DeVilbiss is just getting hammered on. Basically, it's leaking out of here, so it would, and it's just dirty, but it needs a good scrubbing, and then I think I need to get the little O-ring or the packing that's in there. But so I went to Harbor Freight to grab one of those Spectrums, because or the Black Widow, but our paint store, because our paint store here doesn't really carry anything other than just a couple cheapy guns. So I ended up grabbing the Spectrum, only because I didn't have this little adapter in the Black Widow. You had to buy that separate, at least I thought you did. I got one for my DeVilbiss, and this one gun actually came with this in the box, which was kind of a surprise. So I don't know if the Black Widow one does, but this is their like $130 Spectrum 1.3. Just cleaned it, and I bought some of this like 3M stuff. They actually had that at Harbor Freight, which I don't know. Honestly, it just smells like acetone to me. But anyway, I got that. We sprayed it with Red 109. We did everything in Diamond, so good quality paint. I got it scuffed pretty good. I don't know what's underneath there. You're always under the mercy of whoever painted it before and what they used, but this car was pretty nice. I think they did a decent, a nice quality paint. So we'll let that sit. We'll come back tomorrow and nub it a little bit, because I got some little dust dirts in there and it's a little peelier than I think the rest of the car will be. But I think what we'll do first is we'll untape part of it and make sure it matches halfway decent, which, fingers crossed, and I'm pretty confident, or so I wouldn't have cleared it. So considering where we're at and what it is, we did, so I'm pretty stoked with it and the new paint gun. So I haven't sprayed the 109 a whole heck of a lot. Yeah, pretty stoked. So I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna call it a day, and I will see you guys tomorrow while we cut and buff this.